DuvalSports.com, Dreamkingfilmz. We're here with head coach Dubose of the Westside Wolverines. Coach, spring practice 2016. Give me something on how you feel about your team and what excites you about the Wolverines.
Well, I'm really enjoying my team. It's a nice year. Obviously, we got some changes. A young team. We're coming back from a team that we built the program to the point where we felt like we really had some good players. Now it's kind of I won't call it a rebuild year. I think it's exciting to have a young group of players that's coming up. We're doing a lot of teaching this spring. I'm having a good time with that. I think we're going to be a pretty good football team.
Yes, sir, Coach. Red and gray game last week. Talk about what you found out about your team.
Well, I found out we'll hit somebody. That's my number one question every year as a coach is will we hit? That's the number one thing I always want to know. We have a philosophy in our program, win and out, run and hit. I found out we'll get physical. I found out we had some very talented players on both sides. I thought the game was very competitive. And the greatest thing about any red and gray game is at the end of the game, it's over. We're one team again. So, we had a pretty good red team, pretty good gray team, put them together. I think we got pretty good.
Yes, sir, Coach. Rodney Dubose, he moves on to Navy. Talk about who replaces him in that competition, finding out who's going to get that job.
Well, I think we had a young man, Winston Sweeting, who's been the backup for the last 2 years. He was Mari's backup as a freshman, as well as the sophomore year. He actually led us in passing last year. So Amari ran for about 1,200 yards rushing, but Winston actually threw for over 1,000 last year. So it really gave us a chance to get his feet wet, showcase things. I'm a believer in loving to have a junior senior process, and I think we're finally there. So obviously, his job, my job is to give him a job. It's his job to keep a job. So hopefully he'll keep it. But we think he's going to be the guy for us for the next couple of years.
Yes, sir, Coach. Tavion Nicholas. Talk about him. What excites you about him in the spring and the spark that you was looking to get out of him this season.
Well, the biggest thing with Taz is when you have a kid that's very talented like he is, you got to be careful how you use him. We put Taz in position to be very successful. He had coming out of 8th grade, hadn't had the ability to be in a high school weight room or a weight program. So we played him well. We didn't bombard him with carries. Freshmen usually can't handle 20, 25 carries a game. So we put him in position to be successful. We put him in space, and he did some great things for us. We think we're going to ramp his load up, but he's a very versatile player. He can catch it. He can run it. He's tough. So we like him. He understands it's a process, and as we get him through the process, he was a very exciting player for us last year. I think that's only going to become more and more as the years go on.
Yes, sir, Coach. Talk about your big hauls up front. Who's going to block for Taz? Who's going to block for your quarterbacks? Talk about those guys.
Well, that's the summer project, is to recover. We had a huge offensive line, a very mature offensive line, and also a very intelligent offensive line. Most of those guys are 4.0 GPAs and things of that nature. And now we've got to rebuild that position. We like our young kids, but it's all about coaching and teaching them how to do it. We won't be as imposing getting off the bus probably as we've been in years past, but we're excited about what we do. And if they can understand what we're asking them to do, we'll be fine.
Yes, sir, Coach. Talk about your wide receiver group, who got the best hands, good route running, and who excites you from that group.
Well, of course, Raekwon Peterson. He's been with us from day one. Another one came in as a freshman. He's probably the hardest worker on our team. He does a great job of running routes, plays with passion, catches the ball. So we expect great things out of him. Dale George is a burner. Dale's been with us, and he's just a very athletic kid. Reminds me a lot of some of the things that Amari used to do at that position. So we expect those two to do something. We've had a couple of new kids come through the program. We've got a very nice young tight end we think is going to blossom into a hell of a player. So we're very comfortable in our skill positions. That's one of the things, it's kind of on the west side. You never have to worry about skill. We've got talented kids who are excited about what we do. Our offense really allows our kids to do what they do well. So we kind of call to their strengths. So it's funny if you look at every kid's got highlight videos out there. You look at our highlight videos, you wonder why we didn't go 10-0 because all of them have great highlight videos. And that's because we only put them in position to do the things they do well.
Yes, sir, Coach. What excites you about your defense?
Again, we'll hit people. We've always been pretty athletic. We always can run pretty good, and we'll run after the ball and float to the football and make sure we're fundamentally sound. We'll be fine. The key to defense is being gap sound, having all your gaps covered, and teaching them the technique of the game. So I'm really excited about coaching our players up to be whatever position they play. And if you watch teams, the good ones, you watch my buddy Coach Wiley at Range, you watch Coach Rogers, you watch those guys. Their kids play football. Scheme doesn't win games. Can you ball? Guys get blocked. Do they stay blocked? Guys get cut. Do they get up? Guys get beat. Do they pursue? And those are those are the extra miles that we have to go to get Westside football to where I want it.
Yes, sir, Coach. Who are you leaning on to have a big year out that defense this year?
I don't know yet. I think probably Calvin Altman. Calvin didn't play last year due to we had a car accident and he was injured and he was out for the season. We're excited about him coming back. We think he's going to be one of the best linebackers in this area. So once we get him back healthy, I think he'll, kind of lead our defense. He's a guy who, when he's playing, you feel him. He makes sure you feel him whenever he's on the field, and that's kind of, he's got that true linebacker mentality. So we're excited about getting him back.
Yes, sir. Coach, talk about getting over that hump this year. Fell just short of the playoffs. You get bowls in the spring game here in a week. Talk about getting over that hump.
Well, I think it's all about coaching. Our goal is to do a better job. I'm not ashamed to say it. I feel like I let our guys down a little bit. I think we did a decent job, but we could have done better. And as the head coach, that's my responsibility. So obviously, we'll let no stone go unturned this year. You have to coach the game. Playing bowls in the spring is a blessing. We've done it the last 2 years. Obviously, Coach Rogers. It's one of the things I've learned in life. It's in boxing, boxers say the greatest respect you can pay to another boxer is to fight him. And obviously, I feel like by Coach Rogers being willing to play us shows is a testament to what we've done as far as playing with class, coaching good football, and obviously when you watch them, they are textbook football. They do things right. And so I think for our program to be able to see where we want to go, you need to play against somebody like that. And so we're going to go in there, we're going to play hard, we're going to play fast, and we're going to try to execute as best we can. And we hope to make a good showing of ourselves.
Coach, last question. We all know the Senate just passed the bill. Kids can transfer, play wherever they want to. We just want to get your quick take on it. Do you like the bill? Do you hate it? Will it help Westside Wolverines? Will it hurt the Wolverines? We just want to get your quick take on it.
Actually, I've looked at the bill. I've looked at what it does, and obviously, there was a lot of speculation about what it would do, and some of the things were kind of ridiculous. But the truth of the matter is, it's all about school choice and parents having the freedom to send their kids where they want to. And once they're enrolled in your school, then you know what you have. I coach the kids I have. I don't get caught up in who's leaving, who's moving. I think in the 4 years we've been here, kids have come into our program and they've decided to stay. And it's because of what we do within our program. I think I don't feel like I have to compete. I don't begrudge those guys who feel like that's what they need to do. I have great respect for the other coaches in the area. But at the end of the day, I have an obligation to the kids that I coach, and an obligation to their parents that I'm going to coach them to the best of their ability and give them every opportunity to pursue their, football at the next level if that's possible. And so one of the things that I try to do is just focus on who's here. I coach the kids I have. That's a philosophy I picked up a long time ago, and it seems like it works for everybody. You coach the kids you have. I'm not mad at you if you have somebody else, but I coach kids I have. And the kids that are here, they tend to love what we do. We treat them like family. We take care of them. They've been witness to the way we do things, and it holds true for us, so it doesn't scare me at all.
Yes, sir. Hey, Coach, thanks for talking with us, and good luck to the future of the Wolverines.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.